What up, gang? What up, gang? We'll let some folks come in real quick here. Let some folks come in. How y'all doing tonight? Let me let Discord know I'm in here. All right, hit them up. I think we almost got it together tonight. I'm actually gonna have to find this clip. Let's see if I can locate it real quick here. Let me know if y'all cannot hear me. Walker, welcome. Can you hear me, bro?
Is it better to be a woman?
Hey, y'all know we're gonna start out with the TA tip tonight, and it's actually a pretty simple one. But I think sometimes we forget how important this one thing is when we apply for jobs. I'm looking for one clip for y'all. Oh, there it is. All right, I got everything now. All right, let's hop into it tonight, man. We'll hop into it. Let folks file in. So I'm Pastor Mike Will, Black Dash Club. I know we have some new listeners, new followers from the Ish clip, the Ish and Mark Lamont clip. So appreciate everybody that's new that has come to hang out with us. I'm the co-host of the Black Dash Club. We've been doing this. It'll actually be next month. I think will be our 4th year. So we've been steadily putting out content for this time frame. Hey, welcome to the room. I'm Pastor Mike Will. I'm going to be the co-host. Gav might pop in here tonight. Gav is going to be our production engineer. He's partly with the reason why this doesn't look great, because this is my production, not his production. TA tip of the night. We're going to hop on in with that. Whenever you are applying for jobs, especially if you're middle career or higher, the talent acquisition person, right, whether it's the recruiter, senior recruiter, but whoever's job it is, that job is assigned to someone, that is going to be your best friend regarding the job. That is literally your best friend. A lot of people, and I know we briefly talked about this last week, but I don't think I was clear enough. A lot of people think that find somebody to work at the company, find someone that works in HR, and then reach out to that person, send your resume over, and that's going to help you get an interview. It'll probably help you get a phone call because you just shined a light onto the role. But the person that can actually help you get hired, the person that can actually, even if you don't get hired for the job that you're applying for today, the person that to keep you front of mind, especially if you were easy to work with, picked up the phone, call back promptly, don't call back excessively, you just make their lives easier, is going to be the recruiter, talent acquisition business partner, whatever they're called in that organization. Because even if you do not receive that job, right? Like if that job goes to someone else, because referrals matter so much when it comes to mid-career and professional type roles, that even if you do not get the call for this job, there's a decent chance that a hiring manager will be like, hey, I need a person. I don't really want to post this job, and you're front of mind. I can't tell you how many times someone say, hey, I'm going to need somebody. I don't really want to post the role. And of course, recruiters don't want to post the role because we get KPI'd on time to fill. So we don't want a role that's just sitting out there knowing that the manager's not going to hire. But once you've been at a company long enough, you'll typically have a pipeline and you can just send somebody over. So I had a hiring manager. He was like, hey man, I need a data analyst, and just so happened to have one waiting on him. So we didn't even have to go through the normal process of screening, tens, if not 20s, going through hundreds of resumes, right? We kind of knew, hey, this person has already interviewed before. And I was able to say, all right, when we open the job, let me just slide this person, over to you right now. It's a quick interview. Hiring manager had already talked to him. End up being a quick turnaround on the job. So, yeah, a lot of jobs, when you see it posted, if you've already been in touch with that recruiter, you'll be one of the first people that they reach out to whenever that job opens. So little backdoor tip into like never really giving up on the role, never really giving up on the job. Apply, see if you can find a recruiter. Even if the job closed, see if you can go through their LinkedIn or see if you can go through their company website and find out whose job is that. And then just basically becoming friends with that person, especially if it's for an organization that you want to work for. I think that's the most important thing. If it's for an organization that you really, really want to work for, it's going to benefit you so much to just be friends with that recruiter, because anytime a job pops open, they're going to be able to say, hey, Pastor Mike Will, I got a role that's coming open. This is what the hiring manager is looking for. This is what your resume needs to say. This is what the interview process is going to look like, before they get inundated with hundreds, if not sometimes thousands of resumes. So in a competitive job market, do the small things to see if you can get yourself hired. All right, let me see if I can find the notes for tonight. Yeah, I got it right here. So we're going to start off, I think we're going to start off with some heat tonight. Let me see what we got here. Yeah, let's start off with some heat. All right.
Today than it was?
An attractive woman, yes. An attractive, promiscuous woman. There's never been a better time to be alive. I see these 19-year-old girls on OnlyFans making millions, and there's no way a 19-year-old man can ever do that. So I think being an attractive woman in this day and age has never been a better time. All you have to do is post a picture of you, and you'll be flown out, you'll be taken to places. Men will pay anything to have access to you like this, and you can manipulate any man you want, any man. And a lot of men have this idea that, oh, but there's so many girls. Yeah, there's so many girls, but not all girls are willing to sell their soul to do what you want them to do. So there's only a limited women that can do that, and those limited women have a complete monopoly over the market when it comes to men.
Yeah, I think that women have always sort of wanted to be around $1 million. Mm-hmm. And for the first time in human history, it might be easier for the average woman to get $1 from 1 million men than $1 million from one man.
Mm-hmm.
Is it better to be a woman today than it was?
An attractive woman, yes.
An
attractive.
So let's start tonight. Let's start here. Oftentimes, what we discuss is the dating market. Is it too easy for women right now to date too many men? Is it too easy? Is it too easy for women to date too many men right now? Let me know what y'all think in chat. The question is, looking at the last clip, so that is going to be, let's see here, that's Psyhacks and Sade Psychology. And the question is it too easy or is it too much, right? Is it too many options for the ladies to date right now? And the reason why I'm asking this question is that partly the reason? I know that booty just popped up, but I'm going to pull this over a little bit. It's not what it looks like. This article popped up, right? Anthony Edwards accuses baby mama of trapping him with pregnancy plan using ovulation tracker. Now, y'all get on my butt when I say fertility awareness method is going to be your best friend out here in the dating market, right? And what I mean by fertility awareness method, I'm saying, being able to put a woman's period tracker on your phone so you can find out when she's ovulating, because it's this ideal that babies can just happen at any given time. And despite this, right, like, because we're gaslit all the time, right? Anthony Edwards, at 22 years old, learning the hard way that his ex-girlfriend Aisha Howard, she employed an ovulation tracker as a tool to secure financial assistance. Now, look, I don't know what Anthony Edwards expects to get by this. The baby's here now. This would have been something that he needed to know on the back end. Let me see here. The most inflammatory part of Edwards' recent lawsuit filing is perhaps his reply to Howard's filing of an ovulation calendar. The file, which was filed in the hope of substantiating her allegations regarding the timing of conception, has instead become the centerpiece of Edwards' assertion that Howard's pregnancy was always money motivated. Well, duh. Yes, well, duh. His attorneys blame her for having a premeditated plan to become pregnant with the soon-to-be basketball sensation. This is not some woman who was caught off guard with an unexpected pregnancy, Edwards' attorney contended. This is a woman who planned out her fertility cycle meticulously and chose her partner for his fame and money-making potential. It raises the unsettling questions about Aisha's motives and her believability. Now, I don't know what Anthony Edwards is hoping to get out of this, but what I will say is, what I do like about this is that it's kind of a view into why you should have the conversation with any young lady you with. It's like, hey, especially if you're in a semi-monogamous relationship, right? I mean, I know sometimes situationships become monogamous, but they're not in the beginning. But there's nothing wrong with just asking someone, especially if you guys are not using protection the way that you need to, of asking someone like, hey, like, what's your period tracker app? Can you add me to your period tracker app? Like, have a conversation regarding, what do we do if you become pregnant, right? If you become pregnant, do you want a kid? Are you on birth control? All questions that if our young brother Anthony Edwards would have asked, he probably would be better off today. He would probably be much better off today if he had just asked a simple question like, hey, show me your period tracker app. And there's nothing wrong with you requesting that. There's nothing wrong with asking, a woman that you're having intimate relationships with, like, hey, add me to your period tracker app. And if she don't want to add you, like, all right, I need you to, like, show me when you're ovulating. If you do not want babies out of wedlock, fertility awareness method still works. Probably one of the original methods of birth control since the beginning of time. More brothers need to wake up to that and use that. All right, let's see here. What else we gotta go to? Women shooting their shots. We'll hit that at the end. I know what I do want to discuss. I want to discuss that somehow people are upset with the current administration, and instead of addressing the current administration, they want to address black men again. That's crazy how many women do not know their own cycles. Yeah, which is why, as I always tell fellas, man, you can download the period tracking app, and you don't even have to tell her. If you're gonna be kicking it with the woman for an extended period of time, download the app, start tracking it yourself. Especially if you know, like when she tells you like, I think I'm about to come on. Hey man, go in the app, put in the PMS dates. When it comes on, put the date in that it comes on. When she starts missing you and she's like, it's light right now, go back in the app. Put on there that it's light. If you do that 2 months in a row, it'll sync up. It'll tell you exactly when it is. And you don't have to depend on her keeping track anymore. You can keep track of it yourself. What we got here? All right, this one is kind of long, but we're gonna struggle through this though. We're gonna struggle through this because I'm a wee bit annoyed because this is somebody who should know better. This is two somebodies who should know better, actually. Y'all let me know if y'all cannot hear this. Let me see here. All right.
How big do you think this black men voter issue with Kamala Harris, how much of that do you think was specific to hesitation of voting, a black man hesitating to vote for a black woman?
Okay. The audacity, first off. The straight up audacity for Chuck Todd to be asking Jasmine Crockett this, as if we had anything to do with Kamala losing. By the way, out of all the men who voted, let's just get this out of the way. Out of every demographic of men that voted, there's only one demographic of men that voted at an 80% clip. Okay? There's only one. I'll let you take a wild guess what demographic of progressive men that was. But let's continue. I'm sorry.
I will tell you what I was told. Because I did think that I definitely think that there was misogyny in this across the board, no matter what color male you're talking about. I just think that you'd be in error to not know that there was misogyny that exists.
By the way, this is a really good opportunity for someone that should know better, an attorney, to address Chuck Todd straight on with facts. So really good opportunity for that to happen here.
Existed. I will say this though. The very first polling briefing that we had with a pollster that I trust a lot, he briefed the Black Caucus and he said that one of the issues that he was running into with Black and brown communities was that she had been a prosecutor. And
so it's more of a resume thing that
there was definitely some resume stuff that disallowed her from being able to build the type of rapport of trust within these marginalized communities that historically have been targeted.
By the way, this was a huge problem in her own campaign for president during the primaries, which is why she pivoted. She was trying to get out of that because that was being used by other Democratic campaigns.
Fair use.
To say, hey, she was a prosecutor. She was putting Black men in jail.
And the thing is,
right, which is why she went down the busing road.
By the way, most of the black men that she put in jail probably can't vote. So this would be the most progressive demographic voting bloc that's voting for her. It's not really going to have the issues with her that they're trying to make it seem like they're having issues with her. The whole truth of the matter is, hey, let's just keep going. I'll chime in at the end.
with, you know, she had to go to some places that she probably wouldn't have normally gone, but she felt she had to because she was trying to fix her own biography issues that some voters had.
So literally early numbers that we were given, and I promise you, I really do trust this pollster, said that. So if you think back to my DNC speech, one of the things that they actually, the guidance that I was given was to actually lean into her being a prosecutor. And I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm like, that is not helpful, right? And so, so when I did it, I did a bit of a swing on it, right, as a criminal defense attorney. And I explained, like, this is the kind of prosecutor all would have wanted, right? Like, so I built it that way. But I did talk to some people, even a prominent rapper, who was like, I'm going to support her, but I don't feel comfortable openly endorsing her, but I'm going to vote for her. And I'm like, why? And so he told me that one of the issues was just kind of like the prosecutor thing. And I said, and I made sure to talk about the things that we had been told move the needle with these groups, right? Like knowing that she had like second chance programs and things like that, like letting them know that she was one of the good ones, like one of the ones that we would have wanted if it was Breonna Taylor. That it mean, like, that's the kind that you want, right? So we were trying to do that, but I think, and it goes back to kind of the Trump phenomenon. I think that what had been baked in about the vice president was that she was a prosecutor. They did not know very much beyond that. And when you're talking about 107 days of a campaign, it's kind of hard to get that across. And
that's a classic case where more time would have helped, at least on that issue.
Absolutely. I absolutely believe that, especially since you want people to not fear you, but you want them to, like, trust you. That's what it comes down to, is like trust.
All right. So, I mean, I just pulled it up real quick. Like, black male voters for Kamala Harris 2024. Let's pull it up. The fact that Chuck Todd even would go there, right? The fact that Chuck Todd would be like, hey, yeah, what was her support with black males? All right, let's see here. All right, most of Trump voters were white. Let's see, 8 in 10 black voters supported Kamala Harris. One of the things that I always wonder is, what is the benefit of black men being the most progressive, the most egalitarian, the most fair? What's the benefit of black men being all of those things if you still are going to trot out the ideal or the trope that black men do not support? You'd be hard pressed to find more support than what black men have traditionally given for candidates. Like, traditionally, the only demographic that outvote us in any direction, it's just black women. Brothers won't feel her because she has a white husband. I think that played a role, but ultimately, I'm not gonna roll out it was misogyny or even who she married type thing, because brothers are to the point now where we're like, hey, look, go where you love, right? Just don't use my name, just don't mention me. But these politicians never stand on the one piece of business because they need to shame me into voting for them with the misogyny angle. Yeah, absolutely. But Jasmine could have immediately corrected Chuck Todd, right? Look, if you want to say Kamala didn't receive the support of Hispanic men, that could be valid. If you want to say she didn't receive the support that Joe Biden received of white men, that would have been valid. But you can't attack your most progressive voting base and say you guys didn't do enough. All right. Again, is that constant and consistent whipping boy ideal. Mimi Fierce says we need to talk about the white women who vote against their own interests all the time. Hold them accountable. Yeah, I mean, we talked about this briefly on the pod today. That new episode did drop, and one of the things that I said is like, America isn't here, right? Like we didn't just show up at a place. We're back here, right? we drove down the block, slammed on brakes, hit reverse, and we're back here. So America has decided that this is the country that they want, right? Because even if you say, all right, the turnout wasn't as high as it was in 2020, right? Those people still voted last election and didn't vote this election. So they still voted with their feet. You know, even if it's just sitting at home, they still voted with their feet. So I can't be mad at where the country says that the country is right now. My only concern is, at some point, black men have to say, look, if you're going to blame me after an election, after I show up, after I prove myself to be the most progressive voter, at some point we need to start demanding something for our vote. We have to start demanding something for our vote, because the rest of our community isn't going to do it, right? Black women aren't demanding anything for their vote. I mean, perhaps they are. Perhaps abortion is that important. I don't know. I am pro-choice. I mean, you do what you want, right? So perhaps that is that important. But ultimately, we haven't really demanded anything for the community, right? Our schools are bad. Our neighborhoods aren't great. We integrate into other neighborhoods, but we still don't have any policies that can create more families in the black community. Everything that this administration is doing is not middle class friendly at all, which is where the vast bulk of blacks are trying to go. Sad thing is, you could demand something from people that blame you for everything. No, absolutely. I mean, look, I said it on the pod today, and I mean this thing. Presidential elections might be it for me. Right? Presidential elections, I'm probably done, because Democrats have proven that they do not care. Right? When the president of the United States says, "I don't know if it's my job to uphold the Constitution," and that's not on loop. That, you know, by the opposing party, that tells me that the opposing party is in on it. The opposing party is in on it, right? We got to be honest about that with ourselves now. We can't look at it and be like, no, that's not what Democrats are doing. Democrats are in on it. We're the only one. Only black Americans. only we are the only ones that are not in on what's going on. The last thing they want is for black men to have a powerful vote. Absolutely. Absolutely, Mr. A2. And here's the thing. I want us to vote. I just said I think the presidential part, we can kind of pass on that. We can kind of pass on that. Like I definitely think we should vote locally. I think we should run for office more locally. We should definitely do it more statewide. But I think when it comes to like the presidential elections, I think at some point black men have to take a stance. And here's the thing. I don't really think that we got to vote for one side or the other. And I lean left. I don't want anybody thinking that I don't lean right. I don't care if you lean right, by the way. I will still have a conversation with you. But I do think that at some point we do as a collective, right? Because again, it's not going to come from our women. This has to come from the men. It has to. It's going to have to come from you guys. We're going to have to take a stand on presidential elections. Because there's no way that you can just keep getting blamed. You can't come out at the highest level of any demographic and still be the place where a liberal white guy, which is Chuck Todd, and a progressive black woman, which is Jasmine Crockett, can sit here and bring this out of their mouth. This literally 3-4 days after the sitting president said they're not sure if it's their job to hold the Constitution. I want you to look at this photograph. Chuck Todd is not a far right guy. Jasmine Crockett is probably going to be one of the most progressive black women that you're going to have in Congress. The sitting president said that he doesn't know if it's his job to support the Constitution, and these two people walked their asses out and said, did black man not show up enough for Kamala? I don't know what more evidence you need that black men are unfairly and unjustly used as the whipping boy in this country for any problems. All right, I'm not gonna bore y'all anymore on that. I had to get that piece off. Let's see here. We're gonna wrap it up. Let's wrap it up with something happier. Let's see if I have something happier. Okay, I got something happy. All right.
Same. And it's worked. I'm shot my shot before and it hasn't worked. I just think people should be direct. Like, stop beating around the bush. So the fear of rejection is holding us back. I know. Here's the other thing. This is the insider secret. It's not that hard. Because it's easy. Especially for women. They're whores. Sluts. Jezebels. You can go to them. Yeah. You can say anything. You can literally just... Shake a little tit. Sister. And they'll be like, can I get you a drink? Yes. I've shot my shot before. Yes, same. And it's worked. I'm shot my shot before and it hasn't worked. I just think people should be direct. Like, stop beating around the bush. So the fear of rejection is holding us back. I know. Here's the other thing.
All right. I will say this. They're right. If you are pretty and we've had some liquor in us, we are pretty easy. With that being said, it's kind of funny that this clip popped up. Bumble is about to go out of business because women can't even shoot their shots online. Like, they can't even... Bumble is 100% about to go out of business because women cannot even swipe on a guy that they like and start a conversation. Online. This will never happen. But I am happy for the Welcome to the Pregame podcast with Kayla Nicole. Oh, Mimi say the men on Bumble are not interested. Y'all look, because y'all need to say more than hey. You know that's the funny part. Y'all used to be like, men only say hey when you match with them. Man, they gave y'all the option to match with men. All y'all say is hey. That's it. Hi. This is never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. Oh, let's go through some of the comments. Oh yeah, gosh, I buried the lead. This is why I did the whole clip. Shooting a shot and asking a man to go out on the first date is two different things. If I shoot my shot, he needs to ask me on a date. Otherwise, these men will think they are the prize and want you to chase them since you set the standard. Oh, gosh. Oh, y'all want to read the comments to that? Let's see here. If you make the first move, I need you to make the next. Agreed. Right. Shooting your shot is definitely not the same as asking a man on a date. It's more of an introduction. Oh, man. Ladies. I'm all for you. I'm all for a lady shooting their shot. But if you think hey is shooting your shot, I'm going to be honest with you. For the vast majority of women, it's not going to work. It's not. I'm not from the internet dating generation. I was an early adopter on internet dating, so it's like I saw it coming. It's definitely it definitely goes back to like the first clip we played. Is the women have too many options? Oh, here we go. This was another comment right here. Women, y'all would never survive in the wild. I shot my shot several times and missed. I'm chilling on the sidelines right now, but I'm ready for coach to throw me in the game. I just need the right opponent. I did like this. Keva say shoot or shoot. Kiva. All right, Kiva or Keva. Kiva or Keva. She won't have too many problems. All right, this is the one. I did the shooting my shot thing, and I'll say I'm never doing it again. But men either think you're too easy or just end up trying to be sexual with you or simply just want you to chase them the entire time, and I'm not going for that. One of the things that I do think that our ladies need to realize is that, shooting your shot doesn't mean that the guy has to like you. And I'm glad in this clip they said that, right? It was like, yo, men are easy. And it's like, yo, we are easy when you are top tier in everything that we like. But if you're not, you are going to low key, like, you're going to kind of get a little bit of, I won't say a stiff arm, but, we definitely going to hit you with a spin move a time or two. But I do think ladies need to shoot their shots more. And I think that everybody needs to get off the internet. I think this summer needs to be a summer of going outside and speaking to one another and saying hey and hi and giving each other a smile and asking those simple questions. Hey, being able to ask somebody like, hey, what are you drinking, right? And it's an icebreaker. It's not an invitation to buy you a drink. I don't know you like that. It's just an icebreaker. But being able to just have conversations with people outside, being able to, see someone in person, see what their personality is like, see what their smile is like. Are they approachable? Are they nice? How are they treating the wait staff? There used to be a time where you would be in a bar with other people of the opposite sex and nobody was on a date, but you were able to see how people interact with other people, with wait staff. Exactly, Miss A2. Smile and speak. Being able to catch that glimpse, being able to catch that interest. And women still shoot their shots. Like, you don't have to, like, a woman doesn't have to say anything to shoot a shot, right? If you look across the bar and she's staring you dead in your face, like, you kind of know, like, oh, is that for me? You kind of look behind, like, is that for me? Ain't nobody behind you. And then, you're like, okay, let me look away. And then, you look back up and she's still looking and you speak, she speak. Then you walk over there, you approach her. Hey, how's your night going? But everybody has to become a little bit more friendly in order for us to go outside and to be able to date, right? Which means, as a guy, I got to be able to walk up to a group of women, and you know what? I take my shot with one of them. I shouldn't have to buy 4 drinks to meet one lady, right? I should be able to talk to just her, and everybody's okay with that. We have to be more friendly in order to go outside and date. We got to be a little bit more friendly. And guys, yes, we're gonna have to speak to women and walk up to women and learn the ABCs of introduction. Hey, my name is Pastor Mike Will. I haven't seen you here before, right? We got to get used to being able to have conversations again, and to be able to hang out, at a bar, at a club. I mean, I don't even know if people club anymore. Is clubbing still a thing? I don't know. I haven't been to a club in so long in the States. But a lounge, again, smile, be friendly, hang out. Yeah, like, we got to be able to have, let us all make this the summer that all of us Afro-Americans in this country, we meet other Afro-Americans and we wave and we speak and we say, hey. The art of conversation is dying. Yeah, the internet has kind of killed the art of conversation. Everything is just trolling now. everything is just trolling. Everything is about, you know, being able to one up somebody, get your lick back, troll. But here's the thing, and I'll say this, and I'll hop off here tonight. I do think that with the current environment, this is the type of environment that an assertive, confident man can win. Because there's so many men that are just afraid right now to like have conversation with people, to be nice to people, right? Like we live in this environment now where people think you have to be nice to me before I'm nice to you. This is a real opportunity for a lot of individuals to be able to stand out and to kind of be able to land what you want. Now, the dating pool is trash, right? But you know, as any picker, you know, I don't know if y'all ever watched that show Picker on I think it's on the History Channel, where the dude they go find like an old garage and they pick through it and then they find treasure in there. This is an opportunity for us to be able to find treasure, right? To be able to go through and, you know, pick what you want in the environment that you're looking for. But that's all I got tonight, folks. Tonight went a little bit smoother. Everything I'm getting a little bit better with the screens. That men value friendship more than folks. And we absolutely do. Not only do men value friendships, men are immensely loyal. Like we take disloyalty amongst the guys way more seriously than women, right? You screw over one of the boys. Like if one of the guys screw over one of the boys, we excommunicate that guy. Like we kick him out. Like you got to go, because you know what I'm saying, you're untrustworthy, and that means you're gonna be untrustworthy for all of us. So we do value friendship and we do value companionship, and that's why I can never be red pill, because no, I mean I like women. I like companionship. I like kicking it with somebody. I like having somebody that I can trust. I like somebody I can be easy with, right? I like somebody I can be a slut with. I enjoy that. It's a learning process. It absolutely is. And hopefully, as you know, as the elder statesman in the community, like hopefully we can, you know, get our young bros back on track. Like the online dating, yeah, it's trash. I would not recommend. But I think this is a good summer to get back out. I think this is a perfect summer to get back out. We're kind of killing. What do they call it? We got to say the right thing all the time. We're kind of killing that, so you can kind of be a little bit more yourself. So I think this is a good opportunity for us to get back outside this summer, introduce ourselves to one another, have some drinks, you know. Hey, I'm telling you, Mimi, outside all summer long, right? And let's make friends this year, man. Let's make some friends. Let's be nice and let's be kind. You know, let's have positions, right? Let's not be jerks. Let's not be arses. But you know, let's make friends this year. All right, yo, that's all I got, man. I'm about to head up out of here. That's the big thing that women may miss. They don't actually like me, and they just accuse me. Yeah, one of the things that I will say is that I'm starting to say this more and more now. Every accusation is a confession. So when I see a lot of things being said now, I realize that that's sort of how they are. Right? A lot of them do not really. Oh, hey, I will be out Friday night. So if y'all want to hang out, I'm probably going to go to one of the cigar lounges. So if y'all free Friday night, hey, holla at your boy. Not liking women like incel, man. All right, fam. I am out of here. I gotta get the kid down. Back in dad mode. Hey, appreciate you coming in, Mr. A2. Hopefully I see you next week. Oh, tune in next week. I will actually be out of town. So that actually might be a good live